Hi, friends. It's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qigong here in the Blue Ridge of Western North Carolina. Today, we explored a move known as penetrating heaven and earth. Penetrating heaven and earth is part of the Ba Dua Jin, the 8 brocades. It's the second move in most forms. What we did was we explored some of those forms by some of the great influencers, if you will, or practitioners on social media and YouTube. We borrowed some of their forms and explored different ways of doing it. So hope you find that that's what we do in Strong Qigong. We look for different stances, different bases of support, and we always couch everything in our guided imagery, in our meditation, and in our breath work. So I hope you enjoy this session. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the notification bell. Be sure to leave a comment and be sure to share with others, because we can all benefit from a little more calmness, a little more focus, and a little more exercise with Strong Qigong. Deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose, out from the mouth, in through the belly, out from the chest, in through the heart, and out from the mind. Take deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. Even them out, extend them. This is how we engage the autonomic nervous system, specifically its parasympathetic branch. So as you even out your breath, you're engaging that parasympathetic branch. Continue this breathing. And if you can, with eyes closed, invite your eyes to close. By doing so, you can use the full power of your own visualization, your own imagination, your own concentration, your own meditation. And this is yours. You're the one who constructs this in the upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind, the home of the third eye center. As you extend every exhale at the bottom of every breath, we call that key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we push out. Push out. A little more breath. Enjoy the deep inhale through the nose that follows. Continue to breathe in this manner. As you do so, use your mind's eye, cauldron of the mind, the upper dantian, and imagine a beautiful heirloom samurai katana, their sword that's passed down through generations, families revere. And imagine as you inhale, you're drawing that sword along a stone and you're focusing on that edge where it meets the stone. And once you draw that breath in towards you, flip the blade and you exhale and push that blade from you. Again, focusing on the edge. And then focus on that fleeting moment where you flip the edge, drawing it towards you, pushing it from you. Fleeting moment between flipping of the blade. We call that sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. You're using your dopamine system. You're using the molecule of more in your brain to focus the mind. So continue with a few more breaths in that manner. And when you're ready, invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might weave a flower. We'll begin, as always, with our warm-ups head to toe, beginning with yoga neck roll. Take a deep breath in. Our head floats like a balloon. When we exhale, we purse lips, slowly let air out of the balloon. And as we do, our chin drops to our chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and we sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale, sweep across, opposite ear past opposite shoulder. Keep going from side to side, sweeping as you exhale, inhaling the ear past the shoulder, calibrating your inner ear with your breath, with your diaphragm, all moving in concert. Beautifully done. Inhale, ear past shoulder, exhale across the chest. The yoga neck roll, a great place to start. On your next exhale, your chin drops to your chest. Your inhale, the chin upright. and we work into the upper respiratory sinus, the shoulder girdle. We begin to loop those shoulder girdles forward and upward as we inhale. We bring them around back and we squeeze them downward and backward as we exhale. Inhale, looping forward. Exhale, squeezing downward, waking up the area between our shoulder blades, known lovingly as the Dajue point, an area of Qi energy that we connect the Lao Gong points, the palms of the hands. So they're important energy centers too. So is the Lao Gong points. Squeeze and wring out that area. Work all the stuff that builds up in there into your interstitial fluids, which becomes your lymph, which carries down through your kidneys, cleans out the body. Beautifully done. On your next exhale, invite your shoulder girdles to relax. Turn towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss that hand behind you, side to side, scooping with palm up, tossing with palm down. Eyes follow hand, hands follow breath, and breath follows mind. This is a classic silk reeling warm-up. This is windmills, as we call them. Beautifully done. Now work up your limbs into your elbows and begin to throw elbows back the same manner. This is like a block in the martial arts form of Tai Chi and Qigong. Throwing an elbow. Beautifully done. And then from there, loop those shoulder girdles, one after the other. Big loop backwards. You can relax the elbows. Just get those shoulder girdles looped. Notice your turning trunk. Notice your shifting weight. So you're all ready to go into the lower respiratory sinus. And that's the ragdoll. So when you feel ready, simply begin to use that turn and momentum and get your arms flailing from side to side. Beautifully done. Long, slow, deep, silent breaths, deep and slow, quiet and even. And then use that momentum to sling your hands up to the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back. This is the pellet drum or prayer drum. You give yourself a sharp slap or a light tap. You decide what today needs. And after you've done the top of your shoulder, work your way to the top of your chest, up around your collarbone. Give yourself a sharp slap or a light tap there, depending on what today needs. And then from the top of the shoulder, top of the chest, to bottom of rib cage, just give yourself those floating ribs the same treatment, and finish up with the hips, down by the hips. We've got the top part of our body warmed up. We're ready to go into the lower part. Go ahead and settle into the middle and put your hands on your hips and begin the big looping hula hoops with the hips. Loops and hoops, we call this stirring the bowl, like you're holding the bell of a wine glass, swirling around that last sip of wine. After you've looped in one direction, simply pause and loop in the opposite direction. Always strive to balance yin and yang. We always strive to balance east and west. We always strive to unwind what we've wound. Well done. Settle in the middle. Separate the feet a little wider. Drop a little lower. Keep your trunk upright at the moment. This is horse stance, Mabu, the horse riding stance. You should be able to get a nice little bob without any problem. And then we do what's known as the Great Bear swings. We inhale. As we exhale, we turn our shoulders. Drop down. As we inhale, we turn our shoulders. Rise to pause. Exhale, turn shoulders, drop down. As you continue to do so, resting your hands on your thighs, carefully see if you can get a little extra turn in your head. Not far, just whatever you can tolerate. And get a little bit of this twisting. whatever you can do comfortably. Beautifully done. This is the Great Bear swings from side to side. And now invite yourself to pause at the bottom. Inhale your trunk upright, and still while you're in horse stance, begin shifting weight on a figure 8. So rocking from one side to the other. As you change direction, give a little swirl in your hips, a little turn, as if you're dancing. And this is a good way to train yourself to keep those 3 smooth river rocks we talk about, resting peacefully on one another while you move. So if you can, just do a little more shifting weight on a figure 8. Beautifully done. Now we can return to center, square stance, center stance, tandem stance. We call it all kinds of things. Shift weight onto one foot, raise one heel, loop your knees, or knee, forgive me. Call this the western foot, the western knee. In whichever direction you chose, merely unwind it now. Notice your foot and ankle, follow along obediently. Then take weight through the western foot, raise the opposite eastern, and roll inward or outward. Doesn't matter, we're going to go in both directions. After you've gone in one direction, unwind what you've wound. Well done. Now settle back in. Only thing left are the wrist bands and forearms. We gently clasp. We begin to roll, wrist roll. Beautifully done. Whichever direction you chose is fine. Simply pause, loop in the opposite direction. Well done. We're ready to proceed now. Pausing, unlace the fingers. Begin to lead with your laogong points, your palms. Begin to let the hands melt down, let the hands float up, with the palms always leading. Inhale your palms to rise, exhale to fall. Well done. Rising with the breath, falling with the breath. Now, as you do so, you can let your knees float and melt with your hands and your breath. So if you want to do a little bit of knee work, you can do so. This is Qigong breathing, and this is where we do our visualization to prepare us for all that follows. You can do this with eyes closed. Invite your eyes to close as well, and use the power of your visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. And this one is known as cleansing the inner body. As we inhale and our palms float upward, we imagine a glowing mist floating upward, starting in the core of the earth, rising through the soles of the feet, up the trillions of cells of our inner body, we call the inner galaxy, to find its home in the upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind, the third eye center. Now, with every exhale, as our hands melt down, we imagine that glowing mist formed a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud formed a glowing rain. That glowing rain washes back down those trillions of inner cells, that inner galaxy, through the soles of the feet and back into the earth. So with every inhale, a glowing mist rises. With every exhale, a glowing rain falls, washing those 3 smooth river rocks, resting peacefully on life's river's edge. The 3 energy centers, the 3 dantian. As we breathe between the heart center and body center, we visualize with the mind center. Well done. The next time your hands rise, invite them to pause in our hugging stance known as stand like tree. This is our meditative pose. We return to it again and again to find our alignment. Take inventory of our stance. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. As our spine, our string of pearls, stretches between them, our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance, like a mighty oak. and our three energy centers rest peacefully on one another. Like three smooth river rocks, we carefully balance stacked on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye. We choose our favorites of our warm-ups. From the yoga neck roll through the shoulder rolls, from the pellet drum through the great bear swings, from the windmill through stirring the bowl. We see it, we feel it, and we enjoy it as our hands begin a slow journey downward till our thumbs cross over our belly button. Our folded fingers rest below in the area known lovingly as the cauldron of the body, the seat of chi energy, the lower dantian. Through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if we're blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. And as we do, we delight in growing, glowing light as the embers respond. We draw that light upward and outward with each deep ensuing inhale. And we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart. And the same process ensues. Blowing on the embers respond. Drawing the light upward and outward, we fill the inner galaxy with light. It spills beyond the inner galaxy and it bathes the space around us. Light, warm, silken, chi energy. May your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it as your hands begin to melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might feel a flower. Welcome back. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it. Together, we take a deep breath in and straighten. We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect between us. As we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, when we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale the hands up about an inch apart above us, slowly, deliberately. Exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi where we begin and end every class. We do one more, and we bring our palms together in deference to the Shaolins. Since we learn so much from them, we exhale as they do, pausing at the heart center, the middle dantian. When we inhale, elbows rise and wrists straighten. When we exhale, hands melt down. Well done. We're ready. Step back out into our little boat. We unlock both knees, and this time when we inhale, our palms up about an inch apart. We exhale down and let our knees melt with our hands. So we do this for a few breaths, inhaling and rising, exhaling and falling, and this is known as syncing the chi. And this is where we get ourselves calibrated. We make sure we're moving with those three smooth river rocks, balancing peacefully on one another on life's river's edge. So those three dantian are resting perfectly, peacefully. As we rise with every breath and fall with every breath, we follow. Beautifully done. Now, when our hands drop again, we're going to pause at the bottom. And I'm going to ask you to extend your arms as you inhale up and then exhale back down. We know this is opening the door. This is informal Tai Chi and Qigong routines. This is what we follow, rising with the breath and falling with the breath. Beautifully done. Now, when your hands drop again, I'm going to ask you to pause at the bottom and roll your palms so they're facing up. And then inhale up your body, exhale down and out, and continue in this manner. Now, this move is known as holding up heavens like a pillar. It's the first of a formal series known as the Jin, also known as the Eight Brocades. Now, one of the things we were talking about before we started today's class was how much variation there is nowadays that you can find online with really great influencers, really great people doing different variations of Tai Chi and Qigong. And that's what we're going to explore here today. So in a moment, we're going to go from this first of the Eight Brocades, known as holding up heavens as a pillar. Your eyes follow your hands upward as you inhale, and then exhale downward. And we're going to move to the second of the Eight Brocades, known as penetrating heaven and earth. And that's where we'll explore some of the variations that's out there. And there's beautiful ones. So in a moment, when your hands rise again, let them separate. The one on one side pushes up, one pushes down, and you inhale to heart and switch. You continue in this manner, inhaling to your heart, exhaling to your side. Continue. This is penetrate heaven and earth in its standard form, where you'll see it most often done. And you can do a little turn in your trunk if you'd like. Generally, your eyes follow the upper hand towards the heaven as the other hand pushes down. As you do this, notice the position of your Lao Gong points, your palms. Your palms face outward as you stretch, and then face the heart as they switch. So you roll the wrist subtly from one side to the other. Inhale to center. Exhale to side. Okay, this is standard. Penetrating heaven and earth. But now let's look at a few variations. As you do this, I'd like you to slowly, gently, carefully, as best you can, to step out into horse stance. Get a little wider, get a little lower. See if you can tolerate it. And if you can, we're pushing up, we're inhaling down. And now this first one is from someone I follow on social media. His name is Vincent Wang. And he does these very intensive Qigong routines. We're going to borrow one of his and see how we do with it. And it's very simple. All you're going to do is push to one side, then inhale and switch, push to the other side. Notice how you shift over one foot and then inhale to center and push over the other foot and continue from side to side. Beautifully done. So we borrow this from Vincent Wang. This is just a variation that he performs in his social media account. I highly recommend exploring Tai Chi and Qigong on YouTube, on social media. It's really a great time to be exposed to all kinds of variations. Beautifully done. Now there's another account I follow, a young woman that her account goes by Tai Chi Ling Ling, and she does penetrating heaven and earth by reaching the opposite hand over. So it looks like this, just like this. We inhale, we exhale, we continue, inhale and exhale. So you see how we're reaching over with the opposite hand. You can feel the freedom of movement when you do this. It really limbers up that rib cage. So these are some of the exciting and different and interesting ways that people are doing it. And Tai Chi Ling Ling, she's dressed in traditional garb, more of like the Taoist garb. So I wonder what her origins are, but another interesting account to follow. And then of course, the one we often follow is Shaolin Center Europe, or I should say Shaolin Temple Europe. And that's the great Sha Heng Yi, the master there. And that's what I'm saying is it's such an interesting time. You can see so many variations of these moves. So now return to center and begin to push upright. Beautifully done. And if you feel comfortable, bring your feet back into your center stance. Continue pushing up. And then the last one I want to show you today is Vincent Wang again. And he does penetrating heaven and earth on one leg. So when the foot goes up, the hand goes up. And it looks like this. And then you inhale and you switch. And inhale and switch. And you know, in Strong Qigong, we always try to get in a horse stance. We always try to get in a bow stance when we can. We always try to get in a single leg stance. We change our base of support so that we can move our center of gravity within that base of support. Beautifully done. So return to your normal, I should say, maybe we standard, penetrating heaven and earth. Back up, inhale and switch. Beautifully done. And we'll begin to land this plane. In a moment, as your hands return to your heart, let them drop and sink your chi, rise with the breath. Fall with the breath and continue floating and melting. Concert with the breath. Harmony with the room around. Well done. When your hands drop again, invite them to pause at the bottom and open the door. Floating and melting. Rising and falling. Beautifully done. And before we finish up, let's do a little more Qigong and cleanse the heart a little bit. So the next time your hands rise, spread them wide. And then as you inhale, draw them to your heart and drop down. Exhale, push and rise. Continue in this manner. This is another one that Vincent Wang does with really deep breathing. Very athletic, and this is what I love to see more of, that Tai Chi and Qigong has a very strong history and heritage, martial arts. So it's inner arts, and it can be done for true exercise. So it always does my heart good to see people from the Orient, from Asia, where all this began, using it and showing it in the manner that it was intended for true strength, true ability. So on this next one, as your hands spread wide, invite your eyes to close. Stand like tree. With long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and heavy tail melt down. As our spine, our string of pearls stretches between us, our hands hover, as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. Soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, so we can feel the echoes of the chi we stir. Beautifully done. And as we stand in peace, our three smooth river rocks rest comfortably and peacefully on one another, as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And in our mind's eye, we feel the echoes of holding up heavens like a pillar, penetrating heaven and earth, doing heaven and earth on the same side lunging, opposite side lunging, and the single leg heaven and earth, thanks to the people who teach us more and more. If eyes are closed, we enjoy it as our hands begin the final journey downward. Thumbs crossing over the belly button, folded fingers warming again on the cauldron of the body. We blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. We delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. And we draw the light upward and outward, and we finish by blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the mind. The third eye center, the home of our visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. And in gratitude, we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet, spilling beyond our inner galaxy, bathing the space between us, beyond the space between us, bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us and bathing life itself. Light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong. May your heart stay calm. May your mind stay sharp. May your spirit stay free. Idal Chi-dal, which means where intention goes, the energy flows. Where chi goes, where the mind goes, chi follows. So please choose carefully. Your eyes are closed. Enjoy it as your hands melt to your side, only inviting the eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We've stepped back into the center of our little boat. Our hands float slowly upward till they're an inch apart. Just as slowly we exhale down our center line, centering our chi as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side can make the fist. The hand on this side can cover it. Together we take a deep breath in and straight. We slowly exhale and bow to one another. Give yourselves a round of applause for being the light you make in the world today.